Hi guys, welcome to Little Steps Live. I'm joined today by a very excited arts team here at CIS in Singapore. We are going live from Singapore today. I'm very excited. Just to remind you of a couple of things, please make sure to follow us on Facebook. We keep all of our events when we go live on there, so you can see whether you're interested to get live notifications to your phone of when we're live and what else is coming up. Also sign up for our newsletters. We have weekly newsletters in all of our cities, jam-packed full of great content. So we'll have the link in that for you too in the situation. Also today we're live with our panel. Please ask us any questions. We're here to answer them at any time. Also send us some likes and hearts and let us know that you're out there. So thank you very much. So today we're at Canadian International School in Singapore at their Lakeside Campus, and we're talking with their arts performing team here, all about the kind of primary art, their arts program in their primary school here at Lakeside. So I'm very thrilled to be joined by our panel. We've got a big panel today. So we are here with Celeste Krochak. She is the primary vice principal here at CIS Lakeside. We have Shannon Hughes. She is our primary music teacher. We have Robert Choi, and he's the primary arts lead and music teacher. We have Lisa Little on Little Steps, and she's the primary school visual arts teacher. And we have Warren Baumgart. Am I done that correct?
That's
I've been
right.
practicing the primary school drama. So welcome, guys. Thank you very much for having us. And to kind of kickstart, I just wondered if everyone could just do a quick introduction and let us know a bit more about yourselves.
Okay, I'll start. I'm Warren. I teach primary drama for 4th graders, 5th graders, and 6th graders. I have all of those classes, and I see them once a week. So it's a great program. If anyone had ever told me early in my teaching career that I would be teaching drama once a week to kids as part of their core curriculum, I would have said, no, that'll never happen. So it's great to be able to teach drama every week to these primary school students.
It was always extracurricular when we were younger, so hard.
Yeah, maybe a small part of their day, of their year would be drama, and it might be part of their language arts class,
Right.
So to have a class devoted to drama is pretty great for somebody like me. Yeah.
And me, I did drama.
Hello, my name is Celeste Krochak, and I'm Canadian, and I have been working as the vice principal at the Lakeside Campus Primary School for the last 5 years, but I've been in Singapore at the school for 10, and very happy to be in this role to support the arts. I really value the arts. I'm a bit of a showboat myself, and so I have a real value for the arts and certainly help to drive the initiatives in our school, and we have as you can see, a fantastic team.
Okay. My name is Lisa Little, and I teach the grade 4 to 6 visual arts. I think I truly have the best job in the school. Like Warren, I have the students once a week for 40 minutes, and it's just really nice to be able to give them the opportunity to explore their creative side. I'm really fortunate with my job. I've been doing it here for 7 years at the Canadian International School. Yeah.
Cool.
Hi, my name is Xiao Hong, and I work here as a music teacher. I teach grade 5 and grade 6s. I don't have grade 4s. And I do see them once a week as regular music lessons, but sometimes I see them every day because the practice of rehearsals when they're doing for their musicals. And I also teach the instrumental lessons during the lunchtime breaks with Robert, who's sitting next to me. I've been here 7 years. I've been in Singapore for 9 years, so long enough. But I love my job, and then I think this is the best school in Singapore as well. I'm looking forward to my work every single day to meet with all my colleagues and work together.
Hi, I'm Robert. I teach grade 3 and 4 music, and I also teach the instrumental trumpet, euphonium, violin, and cello. That is before school and during lunch. We are negotiating a new contract, negotiating a new schedule so that I don't have to come in so early, but I do come in quite early the last couple of years. I've been here for 5 years. This is my 5th year teaching music. I used to do some other disciplines in the arts, but I'm happy to be doing music alone this year. I'm from America, but my parents are Korean, and I have a very strong music background. I've lived in different countries performing and learning as well. And the thing about my job as the arts lead as well, trying to coordinate all of the arts, I also have the role of putting out little fires, so in little steps. We have little fires that we need to put out.
Lots of littles going
and,
on.
and take care of that, and so that takes up a lot of my time. So teaching music and instrumental in this primary age group is so rewarding because the kids are so fresh and they're like sponges, and they really pick up things quickly, and they're flexible. Their fingers are ready to learn new things, especially with violin and cello, where it's quite difficult to learn, but it's really enjoyable, quite rewarding.
Awesome. Thank you. So today we're going to delve into the creative world of the arts, and we're doing that here, as you can see, with our panel from Canadian International School, and we're at their Lakeside Campus. So they have a thriving and vibrant primary arts program, and today we're going to be finding out all about it. So we're going to be going into more about the arts program in the primary school, also the true benefits of teaching the discipline to the primary years, and what projects you're currently working on. And then we've got an amazing event that we're going to tell you all about as well a little bit later. So to get started in describing the arts program, can you please give us a brief description of the primary school arts program here at CIS?
Sure. We start our arts program with our youngest learners, with our junior kindergarten. And in the kindergarten program, we have more of an integrated approach where the teacher would be working with the students, and sometimes they would be doing visual arts. The same teacher would be doing drama and music. And in that way, the students get an opportunity to see how all of those disciplines work together. And that's our focus in the kindergarten. And then they move into grades 1 to 6. They have more of an explicit teaching in the discipline where they have a music teacher, an art teacher, a drama teacher, and they have that scheduled for them once a week with each of those disciplines. But that's not to say that the classroom teacher wouldn't also be doing music in the classroom, and art and movement and dance and puppetry and those kinds of things integrated into their own units of study. So they get some specific explicit skills taught to them by the experts, and then they get opportunities to practice that in the integrated units of inquiry.
Cool. And how has the teaching the arts in primary school changed at CIS over the past kind of 10 years?
Certainly, we've moved to that model in the kindergarten of the integrated arts. That's a new development which we've explored the last couple of years and have had a lot of success with. We've also provided we broaden the opportunities for students to be able to be engaged in music and art and drama on a regular level. We've had years where they had art one semester but music the next semester, but now they have the arts opportunities throughout the years. And we've also really grown our opportunities for what we call pinnacle events, where we've really targeted certain years. We have assemblies during the holiday seasons and at the end of the year, and we have in grade 3 and grade 5 opportunities to participate in musicals. We have more rigorous and established art exhibitions throughout the year. So we've really just been very intentional about targeting those events and not having them just be happenstance, but we know that they're really important and valuable, and so we've planned for them. Yeah.
And what do you think will be the biggest changes to the arts curriculum maybe in the next 10 years?
Maybe some of you can speak to that. I've got an opinion, but yeah.
Well, I'd like to, one of the things that's really exciting for me is the growing interest in virtual reality. And I think virtual reality is going to be something that's going to be influencing a lot of the arts. For instance, I do a 4th grade unit on Shakespeare, and the fact that with virtual reality, my students might be able to actually go into the Globe Theatre in London and walk around and be a part of a Shakespeare play, actually standing on stage and things like that is just an incredible experience that I look forward to. So I think those kinds of things, the technology, what we've all seen is how technology has influenced our teaching, how it has increased all kinds of opportunities and things that we've never had before. For instance, my kids, because they're in a performance art, parents are always wanting to see what they do. But if
Right.
we did one showcase a year, maybe we would be lucky. But now they can video record everything they do in my class and show it to their parents all the time.
Absolutely.
And parents have that opportunity to see that. So that technology then becomes a really great tool for kids to be, who normally would just take their homework home and show it to their parents, but they can't in a performing arts. So
Yeah.
it gives them a chance to share that. And I think the other thing that I wanted to say is that we're really looking at how these kids are going to go on and be, how they're going to be part of society, you know, in the
Yeah.
future. So we're teaching them a lot about creativity, about innovation, about how to be critical thinkers, and we know that the corporate world is looking for that in their employment. So we want our kids to have that first chance to get out there and be competitive in the corporate world, because they know how to be critical thinkers and how to be creative and be innovative, and
Yeah.
that's what's going to get them a great job.
Wow.
For
Yeah.
sure, those opportunities for public speaking,
Yeah.
you know, and to have different ways that they can express themselves. We often joke that sometimes in the PYP, our kids get so much opportunity for things like that, that when they go for an interview when they're 25, that they may get asked, you know, tell us about how you might like to see the bank's strategic plan in 5 years, and our kids will say, I don't know about that, but let me show you in a puppet show.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you in a dance, because our students have so many opportunities to do that, and they're so confident over time that they are able to do that. But certainly, technology has really, you know, given children opportunities for a greater audience, and how exciting for them to be able to, that's the fun of being a performer, right? It'd be like playing on a team and never getting to play a game. Our
Yeah.
kids get lots of
No.
opportunities for those kind of things, yeah.
And you can't deny technology. Technology is going to be a part of their lives moving
Absolutely.
forward. And so incorporating that into the visual arts, for example, not only using technology to create artwork, which could then obviously lead to different careers, graphic design or what have you, but also using technology as a tool in the classroom. I think moving forward, for example, I use technology to create a blended classroom. So
Right.
not only will I teach my lesson to my students in person, but I'll also have a lesson online created for them, the same lesson. So for those students who need to go back and see the lesson again, for the ELL learners
Oh, wow.
who maybe couldn't understand everything, art is very visual. So even if they don't understand what I'm saying on the video or in person, they can watch what I'm doing and learn from that. And I think using technology can be very helpful in the classroom
Agree.
to help those students who are struggling to
Yeah.
understand better.
Really embracing it,
Yeah,
right? And
exactly.
seeing those opportunities and being aware of them, like you were saying, being able to go into the Globe Theatre from like a VR perspective. I mean, it's just stunning.
It is.
You know, you don't have to like leave your classroom, and you can be so
That's right.
involved and
Yeah.
bring that to life. It's really great. What I was going to ask is, well, how do you incorporate technology in your teaching? So we've really uncovered that. You did speak about PYP, Celeste, and so I was just wondering, how do you integrate that into the teaching for the arts?
So for those of you who aren't familiar with PYP, that's we're an IB, an International Baccalaureate School, 3 programs. So at our school we have PYP, which is the primary years program, and the students move into the MYP, middle years program, and then eventually to the DP, which is the diploma program. And in the PYP, every student is engaged in 6 units of inquiry. And one of the units of inquiry specifically is targeted with an arts focus. So we know that as students move through kindergarten to year 6, they will have 1 unit a year that has a real focus on the arts. And as the years move through, the concepts and the standards get more sophisticated as they move through the year, so that by the end of grade 6, they have a real high level of competencies that the students have understood. And I guess one of the examples, Lisa and I were speaking earlier about one of the examples that the students would have as a central idea, so that's kind of like the overarching understanding of the unit, would be something like.
So for example, this year the grade 5s were doing a unit, their central idea was the brain can adapt and change to the needs that the students have. And so what we do is I looked at how can we incorporate art into that, and how can art help the brain? How can we use art to help it adapt to what they need it to? So for example, we did a unit on color therapy.
Right.
Color therapy, just simply coloring and using looking at colors and creating like a mandala like this, for example, so the students created this. What they're learning and realizing is that through coloring, you focus. And it's almost a form of meditation. And you can help your brain change and adapt by simply doing that task. So the whole unit, we really focus on focusing and concentrating, and we have meditation music that plays as well. And realizing by doing those things, we can truly help our brain. And we talk about how you often see coloring books now for sale for adults.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
So it's,
It is
you
a
know,
form of
it's
meditation
really
for
a
us
form
too.
of meditation and
Yeah.
strategy that, and I love it in grade 5 because they do this unit at the beginning of the year.
Right.
So it's teaching those students at the very beginning of the year, those ones who have trouble to focus in class, that this
We
is
can
something
use.
actually they can work on at home if they're having trouble focusing and want to improve their focusing and concentration skills.
Right.
It can be as simple as just coloring.
Yeah.
And so I like really how we integrate with that unit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when the teachers have, identified all their units of study for the year, then we work in collaboration with the single subject teacher specialists to see
Okay.
where can we draw them in to help, help support the understandings that are gonna be happening in the classroom. And so this is a perfect example of when the two worlds can collide and they can work together. And certainly, that's a really good example of how we try to have the students make connections to how their learning can apply in the real world. That's really part of our inquiry cycle, that you have a question that you want addressed, and that you spend your time in your unit of inquiry with your classroom teacher and with your single subject teachers to explore those ideas that somehow you can bring out into the world, that there's some real life application to it. And the whole point is, how can you action all of the learning that happens in your day.
So lucky,
Oh, our students are very
So
lucky. I agree with
lucky.
you, yeah.
I mean, literally, it was like after school we had to do drama. And like now it's like to be able to incorporate it into the curriculum, those units to be able to bring to life in the different sections of art is just a
Absolutely.
stunning way.
And I think our single subject teachers, there's certainly opportunities for our classroom teachers to engage in any of these classes. So
Right.
there's real opportunities for our classroom teachers to strengthen their teaching by participating in some of these, for teachers who want to find out other ways where they can integrate the arts into their day-to-day practice. There's,
Yeah.
they've got a wealth of knowledge just in our own building to be able to support their learning.
Awesome. So thank you. Today we're with our panel here to understand the arts program in the primary school at Canadian International in Singapore. We're at their Lakeside Campus. And we've just been chatting a bit more about the arts program and understanding it. And now I really want to go into the benefits of it. I mean, there are obviously multiple, but I really want to chat about it for the primary years, what the true benefits are. Why is the arts program, should I say, so integral to the school life here? We've touched on it a little bit, but...
Well, I like to have a microphone, so I'm not going to speak, but
Well,
certainly
Yeah, I mean, we know the IB program has always been it's always been a real core value of the IB program. As far as my experience with the International Baccalaureate is that it's always, part of its structure has always been that the arts are integrated into the
Right.
core curriculum. So it's not just an extra, it's not just an enhancement, it's actually considered to be a valuable part of the core curriculum. So I think that that's part of it, right?
for sure, and certainly, anyone who, when you're in the world, the arts are some of those things that just make life so meaningful. And I think, the arts, it's just one of those things that there's just so core to who you are, and we want to give our students experiences to develop them as a whole person, not just that academic side, but to explore that other side of who they are. And it's a real opportunity for expression. And, in an international setting, it really gives students opportunities to explore their cultural identity through the arts, and we've seen so many opportunities at our school for kids to be able to shine that way.
Yeah.
We've seen students who come in as a English language learner who have a period of time where we kind of call it the silent period, and kids are very reluctant to share and express themselves. And then we've seen them, in time moving through our program, and then see them on stage, in the
Love
lead
that.
role or in the chorus or dancing on the stage, and it's just so exciting and so
Rewarding,
meaningful,
yeah.
rewarding to see kids who have made gains that way and have developed that confidence to
I
be
was
able
just
to
going
do
to
that.
say, such a lot of it is the confidence to be able to kind of stand up, find that voice, whether it be through music, whether it be through drama, like it's just amazing confidence building for the kids.
For sure.
The arts are a bridge frequently for kids that feel like they're not maybe fitting in, or that they feel like they're an outsider. We're an international school, so we have kids from all different cultures
Right.
and different languages. Some of them struggle, some of them don't, but but in the arts they can excel, and that's what we want them to do, is feel like there's some place at least that they come out of when they're feeling a little bit frustrated, maybe because they feel like they're a little bit of an outsider, that they feel like they can excel and succeed.
express.
And the arts is one of those places we all feel, we see it all the time in our classrooms, where kids come away feeling proud of what they did that day, when they may feel like they're struggling in some other classes.
Right, I think that's so important, because often, not every student is going to be a math genius.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
every
Yeah.
student, especially our ELL students, they struggle with the language. But I see them coming into art, and they can all do it. They can all try, and it's amazing how proud of, no matter what their final piece looks like, they're proud of what they've created. And I think that's a really important part of learning, is just being able to come in and create what you want to create, and not have that stress of, is the answer right or wrong?
Yeah,
Which is what,
exactly.
math.
For
you
sure.
know, yeah.
And in the PYP, there's, sort of two areas that we focus on. There's the creating piece and there's the responding piece. And we want to give students opportunities in all the disciplines to be able to participate in both aspects of their arts program in that
It
way.
isn't it? Like our grade 5, we're doing the Aladdin at the moment.
Yeah.
We have 10 classes in grade 5, so every single kid involved, every single kid will perform.
Oh wow.
Yes, and then it's not just to choose the best.
No,
We
exactly.
give them an opportunity, and then we want them to try first.
Yeah.
Either they like or not, or they're good or not, but we build up that skills.
Yeah.
And then involved with the drama as well, and Warren worked with me very closely, and Lisa doing all the sets of props, and Robert gonna help me with the CCA, so start from next week. So we're very much a teamwork.
Yeah.
And then the kids see all the pieces build up together. They
Yeah.
see, oh, I was working with the Mr. B doing
I was
this.
a part of,
I saw
yeah.
Mr. Little building sets in her classroom, and they're gonna see Robert very soon, 3 times a week as well, and they're doing all the singing as well.
Not so early.
Yeah, 3 times. It start from next week. And so when they all get together, the kids are, oh, that's what's going on. It's quite
Not
nice.
just to expect that you have to be on stage as well,
Yes.
all those things behind, to be a part of that production by doing the lighting, the sound, by doing the props and stuff. I mean, that is a job all on its own, and you can really like come to life as well through through kind of discovering those. As
We
the
see a lot of
students.
our high school students supporting our productions,
Oh,
as
yeah.
they move through the years. They develop an expertise in sound and stage and lighting, and so they do
Come back
tune
and
in
kind
and
of
tune out,
do-
yeah. But we've also seen, we want to give students, we value the process. The
Right.
process is really important, but that doesn't mean that there's not a time for us to take something and shine it up and get it ready for presentation, right? That's a different thing. So certainly they get time with the process, that's a real value, but we know that we want to give kids opportunities to be on the stage. And at our school, we have a mini theater for, what's maybe a bit more appropriate for our kindergarten students and for those smaller productions to be in the mini theater. And then an opportunity, and we've got a beautiful auditorium where the kids get opportunities to be on the big stage
Stunning.
and really honors the work that they put in. They spend so much time on those
Yeah.
productions, and when they get on that big stage, it really, it just
Comes
shows
to
you,
life.
we really value you by giving you this incredible space to be able to do your performance.
It is. That reminds me, one of my students, I taught her 7 years ago, which is my first year start here,
Yeah.
when she was in grade 5. And now she's in grade 11, doing IB music.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, she came in my room, bought a little gift, said, Mrs. Hughes, I just want to say thank you, because before you arrive at school, I don't know what it means. It's called a musical.
Yeah.
I learned the musical through you, and I love musicals. She was in so many musicals in school,
Yeah.
and she's taking lead roles as well. And now she said, I decided to develop that skills in me.
That's
And it's
stunning.
just-
See, that's the
I know.
reward, right? We
I
were
know.
talking about the real benefits to be
Yeah.
able to see that come to life and to fruition with the kids themselves.
I'm not
That's
sure
stunning.
the parents will always see the reward as they're at home with their listening to their
I know.
grade 3 with the
No.
recorder. You know, and you can hear it in the hallways and the violin.
I
But
know.
certainly when, you know, when you get to the times where they are, you know, at their, you know, when the grade 6s do their instrumental at the end of the year, it's incredible how far those kids have
Yeah.
come. And we, you know, our program is very carefully scaffolded so the students start exploring, you know, rhythm and beat with drums and Orff instruments, and they move to exploring things around vocal interpretation and choir. Then they move into recorder and reading music and the ukulele, and then into, you know, some students explore the guitar, and then when they're in grade 6, they have opportunities for cello, violin, trumpet,
euphonium.
right.
I know. I
And then
teach
that
flute.
supports them
Flute.
as they
Yeah,
move
yeah,
into our
flute.
MYP program for the band program, and so we're all kind of working together to sort
get
of,
to that.
yeah, scaffold them up to.
We will be
their
going
skills.
to the theatre for a little look-see
Ah,
after
good,
this.
yes.
We're very
Yeah.
excited.
I'd like to say one of the hidden benefits that students of the arts have, they don't realize it maybe, is if they're doing drama in class, they learn how to speak in public.
Yeah.
This will train them for when they actually have to make a speech
Mhm.
in public,
Presentation,
right?
yeah.
And the presentation, using their diaphragm and projecting your voice and all that, all those skills that you learn, especially in art as well,
Mhm.
if marketing or any
Mhm.
kind of advertising or some kind of
Posters.
posters or anything
Yeah.
they need to make.
Yeah.
In music's the same. Being a good audience member
Yeah.
is also part of the learning, not just performing on stage,
Oh,
but
true. Yeah.
being able to sit back and
Appreciate
watch
the
and
arts.
appreciate
Yeah.
and know how to behave and
That's
how
so
it
true.
all
I didn't
works.
even
So
think
Yeah.
about that.
it's
But I do
important.
think that confidence to be able to, I know just from doing drama, and it wasn't nearly as incorporated in our kind of curriculum when I was going to school, but being able to teach me to stand up, to be able to do presentations, even for interviews and stuff, just to understand your voice and not get totally nervous. Obviously we get nervous, but we have a better confidence to like believe in ourselves to do that. It really does help. It really does.
I know.
Can I just, one of the favorite things that we've done together as a team in the last few years, which I absolutely love, and it gives the students the opportunity to go into the atrium and shine every day, as we arrange for a piano to be put
Yes.
in the atrium, and then we had special sticker icons to go on it. It says "Play Me" in all different languages. And if you're ever in the atrium at any time during the day, before school, lunchtime, after
I
school,
saw, okay.
students will go up and they,
Have a little
it is just
party
amazing.
there.
They
Oh.
will play it, and then other students will gather around often and just support them, and I just think it's
That's so
amazing.
good.
I love it.
Yeah.
At any time of the day, you can hear, you know,
Yes.
piano
Yeah,
music
it's
coming from the
amazing.
atrium.
Oh, that's
It's a
And
great
it-
greeting in the morning when you
Yeah.
come
Sure.
in, and
Yeah.
It kind of-
because a lot of the kids they can't go up to their classrooms or to their pod area really early,
Yeah.
and there's a time that they're allowed to go into that area, so they'll hang out in the atrium and they'll be playing the
Or
piano.
at the bus
so
time and
they-
pick up,
So
waiting for a
great.
pickup. It came from a Facebook, you know, like a
Yes.
YouTube video where they put a piano in a
Train station in
station,
Europe.
that's right.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
okay.
it was a
Thought
bit of an
this is a cool
experiment where we
idea.
thought, and originally, I remember when I heard the idea, I thought, oh no, we're gonna have to lock up the piano, the kids won't be, you know, they're not gonna play it safely, and, but
Yeah.
actually, the kids have real respect for the piano, and it's really amazing, and you even see our parents come down and sit down and start to play.
I
We
know,
can't
both
help
of them.
ourselves.
Yeah, I love it, and
Mm.
so, yeah, I
It was
agree with you, I
Lisa's
think that's,
idea. It was really cool, and then we
That's
made
very
it happen.
it's a great
But
idea,
it's-
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. So we were talking also about like so many different cultures as an international school, and I just wondered how do the lessons give students an insight into history and different cultures through the arts program?
Well, in the grade 4, we have a concert coming up for holiday time. I like to incorporate songs in different languages as well.
Okay,
So this year we have Thai song and we have a Hindi song.
cool.
They're non-religious, so
Yeah.
it's not stepping on anybody's toe. We have a multi-religious culture here, so.
Yeah.
But we do have also 80 countries represented.
Wow.
So we can't cover
No, all of
everything
those
at
songs.
once. Just pick a few. Last year was Korean and Spanish.
Oh,
So this
divine.
year, this year we're doing Thai and Hindi. We read a bit about the culture and about the
Okay.
celebration they're singing about.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
That's
Grade
how we do
twos
it.
have an assembly where they explore how celebrations look around the world, usually at around this
Yeah.
time of year. Certainly, grade 5 does a unit of inquiry where they're taking a look at exploring the arts in different cultures, and so they explore Egyptian pottery and Chinese pottery, and our school has a real focus on really trying to celebrate some of those cultural events. We've just celebrated Diwali,
yeah.
we have Chinese New Year, and we try to focus on the cultures that are represented here at our school. And certainly, we're moving into, next week we have our United Nations Week, and the whole
cool.
focus at the school is around celebrating people's culture. So we have a cultural, 2 concerts where their students who have volunteered can share their culture through dance or some sort of performing arts. And then there's a big food fair where the families, that's a big part of
taste,
culture,
yeah.
certainly, so they get a
Yeah.
chance to, and our parent community supports in that way, so, yeah,
And I
lots
think-
of ways.
And I think within visual arts, it's always looking at different cultures and exploring them through the arts. So I mean, there's many, many units where we look at that. And I think it's also important to introduce the students to their host culture, which is Singapore
Right.
here. So for example, my grade 6 students will do a printmaking unit where they explore Singapore and express what Singapore means to them through printmaking. So
That's very cool, yeah.
So I mean, visual arts gives lots of opportunity to
Yeah.
look at cultures from all over the world.
And we're so lucky as we live in such a multicultural kind of cities that the kids learn so much from their friends from all these different countries. It's really stunning. So
Our kids travel a lot,
Yeah.
and so they get a lot of
So
opportunities.
spoiled.
They really are lucky to see so much,
So
and
do
so
we, though.
they bring all of that back into the classroom, and so
That's
the
a great
teacher,
way.
even if a teacher wanted
Can't
to
hide,
suppress
yeah.
that, they couldn't, because the students are always engaging those experiences all the time. Whenever you travel, you often go see some sort of a dance, or, and so the students are
Art
really.
museums, art galleries,
That's right.
they're constantly.
Yeah,
Stunning.
they're
Yeah.
sort of inundated with that as just out in the world.
So I'm here with the panel from Canadian International here in Singapore, and we've just been chatting about the true benefits of the arts program in their primary school years, and it's really been interesting. Before we move on to the next section, I just wanted to ask what you feel can be some of the biggest challenges. So we spoke about a lot of benefits and a lot of rewards, but are there any kind of major challenges that come in with any of the arts? No, it's all good and wonderful.
For me, it's the number of students. Giving every child in grade 4 to 6 the opportunity to come in once a week
Right.
means I see over 600 students every week.
Wow,
So,
okay.
just managing that on my own personal level, that would be it. We have ELL students.
Yeah.
So just making sure that they are understanding. As I think I said earlier, visual arts is very easy because even if they don't understand a word I'm saying, they
Yeah.
can still watch the
Yeah.
demonstrations and still use the visual cues. I don't know about music, but having children from all over and speaking all different languages, it definitely is a challenge within the classroom, but I think we've overcome it pretty well, and I think
Yeah.
our students are pretty amazing.
I'm lucky I can speak Chinese. We do have a number of Chinese kids. It was so funny, one lesson, I spoke Chinese and I know a couple of words in Korean, and I
Wow.
said it, and the rest of the kids would just look at me. I said, well, that's it. That's all I can speak. And Robert can speak really fluently in German as well.
Wow.
And he did a good conversation with one of our new students in
Couple
grade
students,
6. Yeah, they were like,
Wow, you can't get away with anything now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think time is always a challenge.
Yeah.
Everyone will say that
Yeah,
about any
time not
issue.
enough, yeah.
Not enough
Yes.
time. We'd love to have more opportunities for the kids to be performing.
Takes
and-
time to be creative, doesn't it?
Takes time,
Yeah,
that's
it
right,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got a good system set up, so it makes it easier. I
Sure.
understand.
Yeah, I always feel a little bit, I feel jealous of the visual and musical arts because of the fact that it's harder for me in a performing art where being verbal in performing is really kind of hard for the ELL students, So I'll do a unit. I do a unit with 5th grade in pantomime and mime, and
Okay.
that's one of the easiest units for everybody to succeed in because
That's cool.
even the shy kid who doesn't speak English very well, I go well, you don't have to speak English. Just get up there and act it out, and you'll be
Perfect.
great. It's
Yeah.
exactly what I want. So it gives them a little bit more freedom. But it is sometimes I do struggle. That's probably my biggest struggle in a verbal art form like that, like drama, is to get everybody to feel like they can succeed and that they're a part of everything.
I probably don't need to highlight this because it's probably very evident, but you can see the appetite in our staff to
Yeah.
just want to make everybody successful.
Yeah.
Like that
The
just
passion
comes
is,
through
yeah,
for sure.
oozing.
And yeah, so I think I'm really
It
proud
helps.
of that. Just finding ways to differentiate for our students. Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on, we've been talking about the benefits and learning more about the arts program here for the primary years at CIS. And I just wanted to finish off with asking about any projects, any current projects that you're currently working on with your students. I know you mentioned Aladdin. What else is kind of being
Well,
worked on?
some of the pinnacle events for kindergarten is that there's always a musical in kindergarten.
Okay.
And so and it's really wonderful because we want the students to have a lot of agency in the development of that musical. And so it gets built by the students. The kids create the sets and the plans and they do all the costuming and all of those kind of things. And we start with our youngest learners in kindergarten. So that's
And
speaking
that's
from
a
the kindergarten.
tearjerker for the parents to
Oh,
watch.
that's right. Parents, you could be on
Breaks
stage
out,
with
yeah.
just a bit of glitter on your head and the parents would still be snapping pictures, it doesn't matter, but we do much more than that, and it's a really beautiful introduction into that opportunity to
Right.
perform.
Okay.
And,
Visual Arts has one of their pinnacle events in end of November, December. We have our exhibition down in the atrium. So
Okay.
it's the opportunity to highlight some of the artwork that the students from grade kindergarten all the way up to grade 6 have been working on. And what we try to show as well is just the different media that we use. It's really about giving the kids the opportunity to not just use markers and pencil crayons, but paints and pot clay and charcoal and whatever other things.
Lovely, yeah.
Canvas, yeah.
And to highlight
Cool.
that.
And music, we've got Aladdin.
And third grade is doing a musical as well, so it's third grade and then fifth grade. So third
Yeah.
grade is doing a
Trolls.
musical Trolls based
Oh,
on the
cool.
movie.
Yeah.
So they're doing music and acting out that story, and then
With instruments.
with instruments.
Oh,
yes. We
nice.
have a group of recorders and xylophone players as well.
Wow,
And
that's
the
gonna be.
grade 3 is more of a musical review, it's not the full musical.
Right.
Right.
We sort of saved that for the kids who will be more ready for that in grade 5, but certainly, again, we've allotted class time, or time in the day, for teachers to be working on the choreography and the set development and the opportunities to practice, rehearse the characters
do
that are
have
gonna be
scripts, yeah, they
performing.
do have the-
Right,
they
and
do
so
have
we,
scripts.
and it's part of their unit of inquiry that focuses on the arts, that's how
That's
we
the one,
connected.
okay.
And, and so
And-
that's a grade 3
And then I'm
project.
supporting the project that
Good
Robert was
forward.
talking about. Because I'm working with, we're going to not only have the choral singing, but we're also going to do some choral reading in that performance.
Oh,
So
cool.
the same kids are going to be singing these songs. We're also going to be doing a choral presentation of reading some poems that are also related to these
Oh,
these
nice.
celebrations.
Right now, we're preparing for our holiday assemblies. We've got
Yeah.
those for
Yeah.
our families are really
Christmas
keen for
concert.
Christmas concerts.
Yeah.
And we do concerts at the end of the year. But just for, I think your viewers are up, some of your viewers may have children that are older. Again, they have opportunities in the high school there's a play and there's a musical and there's a choir in the high school and there's band. And so,
Right.
those projects are also kind of happening right now too.
Cool. So I just wanted to check in with the viewers if anyone had any particular questions. I know I've got one here, and it was actually somebody wanted to know about the most rewarding part about being. Well, I know we've touched on it a little bit, but maybe there's just one thing that's the most rewarding part from each of you as being within the arts, visually performing, musical.
Well, I'll start.
Yeah.
I always give a feedback form after a concert.
Okay.
And so the students will write, well, what did you learn? What can you do better? And then one of the most common comments I get is, I was so nervous, right? I was so nervous, but I realized how much I need to practice at the end.
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
everything's done,
afterwards.
after everything's done, they realize, oh, I should have practiced more. But that's in my mind. They finally realize, get my message.
Yeah.
Saying that you guys need to prepare.
This is why,
So that
yeah.
when you're on stage, you have no turning back. There's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
This
you have
is
to
it.
be
You
ready.
have that
And so
confidence
this
to
is
go.
realization, hopefully, for the next time.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
they will be
That's
ready.
got to be more valuable than
I
your
know.
parents saying,
Yeah, yeah,
"Let's
yeah.
start
Come
rehearsing."
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Practicing.
flute class, they just had an assessment last week.
Yeah.
So they performs in front of everyone
Yeah.
by themselves, first time ever, and then just learn about 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not long.
So they're able to play something. So I did tell them, I said, you might get nervous, and this
Yeah.
is what we're gonna be aware of. Do not repeat the first bar 3 times, and can I start again? And they try their hands, and then guess what? They're still doing it. Once it's done, they sat down and said, oh, I can't even notice my finger was moving. I can't even catch my breath because the
Wow.
flute is a wind instrument. See,
Yeah.
but they can't catch their breath, they can't make a sound, right?
Yeah.
So in that's a bit, they reflect up by themselves after they've been
They
there.
figure that, yeah.
Yeah, which is
That's
which is
very
really
rewarding,
nice,
yeah.
and they learn the skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisa, anything?
You know, the best part of my job is when the students have finished creating something and they're just so proud of it.
Yeah.
And you can just see it when they're talking about it, they want to show their parents, or the way they're looking at it, or showing their friends, and their friends are telling them how great it is. You know, just to see them really proud of what they created.
Yeah.
Or when they've gone home and they've done it again.
Okay.
And then they've brought it in to show me that they've continued working on
Oh,
something at
that's
home.
super cool,
And then
yeah.
it's fun when I hear from parents that my lesson that I've taught in class, they've had the repeat lesson at home with the kids teaching them. And I just think there's nothing more rewarding than hearing that they've gone home and taught their parents how to do it, because they
Yeah.
think it's new and
It was
exciting
cool,
and
yeah.
it's cool and
And
they
they
can
know
do
it
it
so well, that's
yes,
right.
and they can
Yeah.
do it. So.
I love seeing the students encouraging each other. You
Yeah.
know, we often have,
Support.
in grades 3 to 6, we have a talent show, and the kids are on, I mean, maybe the talent is, you know, not,
talented.
yeah, maybe it'd be less than like what you might see in a regular talent show, but the kids are so encouraging of each other. It's just, I just think that's beautiful. And
Yeah.
that they understand that that's all part of the process, that they need to motivate each other, and to stay motivated is to encourage each other. And that's, I think our students are amazing that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to also forget that sometimes we have kids that have behavior problems in the classroom. We're a big school,
Yeah.
so we can't say that all the kids are perfect students. Some of them, you know, have behavior problems, and sometimes you just want to like not have to deal with it, or you might feel like it's taking up too much of your time. But I have always felt like in the arts, sometimes that is a place where that kid can excel, or maybe it speaks to them in a different way. Now, it doesn't mean that they're perfectly behaving, but I feel challenged to let them find something in the arts, either in my class or in another class, where they feel like they can express themselves and not be reprimanded
Right,
again, you
right,
know,
yeah.
for not having done their homework or getting the wrong answer or whatever. And I just feel like the arts are a place for those kids. It takes a lot of extra work on our
Right.
parts, but I always
That can be
feel
the
like
most
it's
rewarding.
the one place that
Yeah.
it seems like some of those kids really find something that gets them. And you hear it, you know, you hear adult actors talk about their schooling, and maybe they had a hard time in school, or they were in trouble all the time, and now they're a big rock star or a big
Yeah.
movie star or something like that, you know. And it reminds me about how important it is for us to reach out to those kids and help them excel in the arts.
Yeah.
For sure. The relationship with their teachers is really important, and to find some place where they
It's
can
not easy.
shine.
Yeah.
And we
It's
do,
not easy.
we see it time and time again. You're surprised, and you see the kid on stage who can't sit still in class, but there he is on stage shining, and it is really very
Rewarding.
rewarding, yeah.
Awesome. So it's been really good. I wanted to finish off by letting everybody know that Canadian International, the Lakeside Campus, the school has a stunning Christmas event coming up. So it's on December the 6th, and we will have a link on the Facebook here for you to find out more information. But I want to tell you about it. So it's at the Lakeside Campus. It's on December the 6th. The event is actually free. You need to RSVP, so get on there and get on, because I know it fills up really quickly. Thank you. So it promises to be a really good, fun morning full of festive fun with highlights, including a mini Aladdin performance directed by Shan Hong, and Robert's student choir.
And Warren.
It's
And
actually
Warren, sorry.
It's actually
And
the strings will be playing,
the strings will be playing. Oh, divine. Okay,
Yeah.
doing the carols?
doing the carols.
Doing the carols. Oh, stunning. And then Christmas decorations for little ones to create. And I also believe that Santa might be paying a little cheeky visit. So we'll have the link there at cis.edu.sg/Christmas. And it has all the information, so definitely RSVP for that. Thank you to the panel today. I've really enjoyed it, and it's wonderful to see such amazing passion, and to kind of be able to see that, and for our readers to see that too. And I know that, as all parents will tell each other, it's always always about the teachers. So it's really stunning to have had this time with you guys and to understand more. So thank you. Just to remind you guys that we will be live again tomorrow at the Boutiques Fair. We're super excited. It's our annual kind of Facebook Live, behind the scenes, just give you a little teaser of what to expect before the fair opens the doors on Friday, and it's running Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see you tomorrow, I think about 7 o'clock. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you.
Thanks.
Bye.